All right, well, I'm going to get started because we've got a bunch of people that were on time, so we want to respect those people that were on time and doing their thing. All right, so it says that I'm Bob Hale, but I am not the Bob Hale. I am going to be the Bob Hale, but I am not the Bob Hale right now. But we're using Bob's account because he had it all set up for the meeting, and Bob was unable to be here today. He's tending to some family matters, but we are going to tear through this coaches training session as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So if at any time we're going through something and you have questions or comments, just unmute yourself and shout right out, interrupt me, because if you don't interrupt me, I'll just keep on talking. So I have no problem with people interrupting me, especially if we have questions about what we're doing. So thank you. First off, thank you for signing in. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for caring about unified sports and really stuff that you do for the kids. Um, we really couldn't do it without good coaches. Couldn't do it without good athletic directors. We couldn't do it without good coaches. So um, thank you. Thank you for doing that. All right, here we go. Spring coaches training. If I hit the space bar, it does not change. Oh, there we go. All right. So we want to introduce Troy. Is Troy on
I'm
did
here.
log in yet? Yeah, there he is. So there's Troy. Troy is the manager of sports and local programs, and he is our CIAC liaison with Special Olympics Connecticut. And Troy's essential position is to help focus on the connection between school programs and community programs. So, Troy, why don't you tell us a little bit about your job and how you're going to be doing what you're doing?
Awesome. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here with you today. I've had the pleasure of meeting some of you already, and I hope to be able to meet all of you at some point in the future. But as John said, I'm a manager of sports and local programs with Special Olympics Connecticut. The main focus of my job is to be a liaison between Special Olympics Connecticut and CIAC, with the focus being to connect our school programs with our community programs. Special Olympics Connecticut has found that very few of our athletes and unified partners that participate in school-based programs transition into a community-based program or a community-based local program after they graduate or after they age out of school. So we're hoping that by establishing these connections between our school programs and our local programs, that we can create a seamless transition for any participants, meaning athletes, partners, even if anybody else wants to be a coach on the community side, that are looking to continue with Special Olympics outside of the school day. They also do not have to be a graduate to participate. You can participate with a school program and a community program at the same time if they're able to manage it. And it's also our hope that in connecting our schools and our local programs that we can find ways to collaborate and be involved in each other's communities. So that means, things like having potential joint practices, scrimmages, adding fans in the stands for each other's events, inviting your school teams to attend nearby state competitions, participate in our Healthy Athletes program, attend your district resource fairs, and things like that. So a little bit at a time, I'm just going to be trying to get in touch with you as coaches, connecting you to local programs, so that way you can transition any of your athletes that want to keep participating once they're out of school, and just finding ways that we can work together. If I haven't had the chance to speak with you yet, and that's something that you're interested in or wanted to get started on, you can feel free to reach out to me through my email. It's just troys@soct.org, and we'll get to work and figure out how we can help.
Thanks, Troy. Looking forward to creating a great connection between our programs and the community programs through Special Olympics Connecticut and your efforts. All right, the website for our unified sports stuff is the CIACsports.com website. It is going through major construction changes, but most of them are for the better. So we're excited that we're going to have a more efficient process, and slowly but surely things will get better for everybody. The intent to enter forms are for signing up for not only our tournaments, but for some league tournaments and some individual interscholastic tournaments. Uh, they all can be found on the CIAC Sports website. You also have the opportunity to put in a master roster, which makes it a lot easier to enter tournaments down the road. If you already have a master roster in there, you can delete different students if they're not participating in one event or another. you can really work off of the master roster. It makes it a lot easier than having to type everybody's name in each and every time. You can also register for multiple events at the same time. So that's a
Also,
great thing.
also too, if you're hosting a tournament, this came up recently, if you're hosting a tournament and you're on that list of schools that are hosting, you need to sign up your team.
That's
So,
always a good thing.
yeah.
Oh, because it's not, we're only
People
going
just
by,
assume that we know that, but
Yep.
we don't
And
want to
this
assume
also-
anything.
it helps us to keep track of the numbers going in so that we have enough stuff when we show up. And then at the end of the year, when we report back all of the numbers to Special Olympics North America, for our grant money, we know how many people came and went and did those kinds of things. Please, we're having an issue with the athlete partner ratios. It should be unified sports. It should be 1-to-1 for all activities. And we're struggling at some of our events where teams are struggling to find partners either last minute. Spring is extremely difficult because a lot of partners from the winter are now doing spring sports, and sometimes they can come and sometimes they can't. But it's also a good opportunity for you to look for new partners and try to find new additional partners. Some of the places that you can find them are listed on the screen: National Honor Society, different sports teams like the winter teams or fall teams, getting some of those soccer kids or basketball kids involved in doing track or cornhole is a great way to help increase that athlete partner ratio. Important dates are all listed on the intent to enter form. All of our tournaments are listed, as I said before, whether they're CIAC run tournaments or league run tournaments, and occasionally some interscholastic events are put up there as well. Intent to enter for deadline for spring registrations is the end of April, and the Michaels Cup Awards dinner is going to be on the 28th of April. If you have not yet registered for the Michaels Cup Awards dinner, you need to do that as quickly as possible. Carol, is there
You
anything
can
else
only
about
register if you've already signed up your kids at this point. So if you've submitted the athlete partner award, then you need to sign up. And for example, I don't want to pick on anybody, but I know Platt, somebody from Platt is on this call, and I know that they submitted the 2 names, but they need to submit the roster. And there's a bunch of schools that haven't submitted yet, but you can't just join in now. In other words, the emails have been going out since January.
So it's time to double
Yeah,
check. And those schools that have not yet done that, you really need to do that as soon as possible.
absolutely.
Certification responsibilities for unified sports coaches. The head coach of the team has to have a Connecticut high school coaching certification. There are some, if you have a volunteer who's assisting the coach, depending upon your own school district and your own school district's human resources policies, will determine whether or not you need to have coaching certification to do that. But at least the head coach has to have coaching certification. There is, and then there's our unified sports training, which is season specific. There's also the NFHS online unified sports coaches training, which is an excellent, simple, free, 1 hour, easy coaches training. And those of you that take that coaches training can get one of these fancy quarter zip shirts that I'm wearing if you just let us know that you've taken that. And then there's CPR and concussion training as well. The Connecticut Education Coaching Program website lists all of the coaching permit classes that need to be taken. Even if you are a certified teacher, you still need to apply for a coaching permit. It becomes an endorsement on your coaching certificate or on your teaching certification list of endorsements. If you have questions about that, just call any one of us at the office. We're all on the call. Steve Trafone, Assistant Director, Kathy Davey, Assistant Director, Carol Brzezowski, and Barbara Horn. Yeah, if you've taken the coaching class, get that certificate, you'll end up with a nice one. So we're doing a Unified Sports Challenge, the Walk a Marathon, very popular challenge that we did the Mountain Climber Challenge this past winter. We did the Trick Shot Challenge, and now it's time to walk a marathon. You'll get the nice magnet. It starts on April 7th and ends on May 16th. So your kids can walk 2 or 3 steps a day and eventually get a full marathon in and end up with a magnet. Doesn't have to all be done in one day. Emergency contacts. Make sure that you have access to your emergency contact information for your students, for your athletes, for your partners, for your coaches, for yourself, so that if something should happen at an event, people know how to get a hold of the people that need to be gotten a hold of. A lot of coaches now have access through the school's student management system, like Power School or Final Forms or one of those. And if you do not have access to that for your team and you want that, please talk to your athletic director about getting your team put in through the Final Forms or Power School as a team. So that way you'll be able to pull up that emergency information quickly and as efficiently as possible. Track and fields, big fun spring event coming up for both high schools and middle schools. We're going to run through some of the events and some of the things about our track and field events. We have a whole slew of track and field events that are coming up in the spring. And who's going to go through the track and field event stuff?
You and I.
Kathy's going to start it off.
All right.
Okay, so as far as the track and field events go, start off with all your running events. Thing that you need to remember is that your partner always starts the running event. The athlete then finishes or goes over the end line of the event. So if it's 2 by 50, everything is either 2 by or 4 by, 2 by 25, 2 by 50, 4 by 100, 4 by 200. Okay. After the running events are completed. Wait, I don't know what the next slide is, John. Is that the one with all the track where people are on the track? Oh, it is. So your running events, as I was saying, athletes are always your second leg and they finish the race. For your field events, you can see there are 5 different field events listed. What they do is a team will rotate through each of the stations. Stations are usually anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes long, and you move as you move through the stations. Okay. Here is the 4 by 100. If you look in the lower right-hand corner, that's where partners will start. Remember, the athlete will finish the race. Second leg will be the athlete. Third leg will be the partner. Fourth leg will be the athlete again. Probably the hardest part with this is making sure that the athletes and partners are in the correct lane. So that's usually where most of our time is spent, making sure we get people in the correct lanes. So 4 by 200, again, it shows where people will be, where partners start, where the athletes will be placed, partner, and then the athlete will finish. Before coming to the meet, coaches, if you can please know who is doing what event and the order that they're going in. It'll make the meet run, the running part of the meet go so much faster. In fact, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, John and Steve will be sending out, if you're going to the track meet, we'll be sending out a sheet that will help you in determining, who is running what events.
Right.
Athletes and partners can run 2 events, but they can do all the field events. So 2 running events and then all the field events.
We will send out a sign-up sheet for the coaches to use. They will not have to turn that in, but it's for their use, and it makes their lives and our lives a lot easier when they show up somewhat prepared for who's running in what heats, what events.
That's so much better. All right, than I did. All right, wheelchair athletes. they participate, but their events are separate, and partner can be used, or they don't have to have partner assistance, however they want to do it. And that is to push the wheelchair. The baton will be passed to them, start with a partner. Partner will pass it to the wheelchair athlete, and then the wheelchair athlete, either with assistance or without assistance, will cross the finish line.
Students with electric wheelchairs will be checking the size of the battery and the turbo boost on any electric wheelchairs to make sure that they're in the proper heat.
That's right. The racing tires are on them.
Okay. And as I said, oh, that's a former student of mine. That's a former track meet of mine. All right. So the field events, you'll go out as a team, and you will do each station as a team, and you'll rotate as a team among the events that are set up to do that. And all students can participate in all field events. So if they don't choose not to run, they can still participate in the field events. You want to go?
This is one of the events that we do in the field, the Turbo Jav. We will supply these at meets, but if you want to buy a kit for your team to practice, down below, everything track and field, you can get almost anything that you want to help your unified team. But this is a Turbo Javelin kit. They're little small javelins. I'm sure you guys may have seen them before. There's some targets. We'll use hula hoops to have the kids try to throw them into them. But it's a great set. It's a great activity during any of your track and field practices. So if you're going to buy a shot put, you want to get a 6-pound soft indoor shot. Whatever you do, don't get the metal shot outdoor. You want to get an indoor shot put. Again, from everything track and field, you're going to get a soft indoor, and it's a 6-pound shot. There's 5 different pounds. Make sure you get the right one. We talked a little bit about this, the tournament entry procedure. And again, we will be sending out something to the coaches so you can kind of plan ahead who was doing what relays, what events, etc. Again, just a reminder, make sure, especially in the 2x races, that it's a partner and an athlete in that race, not 2 partners or not 2 athletes. This is important, just like in any of our sports that we do. Make sure they have appropriate track attire. We want kids running in sneakers. Make sure they don't have, we're not going to wear cleats anywhere because we are running on a track. No clogs, no
sport mode.
No sport mode shoes, no slippers. So no slides. Kids should be in sneakers. We recommend no jewelry. Jewelry running could be harmful to kids, especially if it breaks off on them. We don't want it bouncing and hitting them in the face. We don't want hats. Headgear is only if necessary, if you have an athlete that requires headgear. Otherwise, we don't want any helmets or headgear on kids. And remember the protocol for uniforms. Even numbers for athletes, odd numbers on partners. And again, like most of our activities, everyone who participates will receive a medal. That includes both athletes and partners. We recommend you really having a practice with kids, especially getting used to handling the baton for those relays, and also just throwing a shot put, maybe throwing a turbo jab if you have access to one. So again, just like any of our activities that we do, a good practice ahead of time will make your team have much more success when they do come to a track meet.
Cornhole commissioner, back to you.
So cornhole is a very popular spring event. We have a slew of cornhole tournaments coming up in the next couple of weeks. We had a great one yesterday at Oxford. Couple things about the rules for cornhole. I'm going to go back. The athletes and the partners for the team stand on the same side, and we play cumulative point scoring. All of the points are added up instead of trying to minus points and having an athlete on one end and a partner down the other end. It's we have much much better keeping everybody together. We have some funding available for official CIAC Special Olympics cornhole sets. If you have not received any and you would like a set, please send me an email and we'll see what we can do to make that happen. Typically, if you're signing up for a track event, you can have as many kids as you want on your team. It doesn't really matter. But cornhole, basketball, soccer, those kind of events, you really want to limit the team to a manageable size. So cornhole, we try to keep about 15 students and athletes together, a total of 15 on a cornhole team. So if you have 30 or 28 students in your program, consider registering 2 teams. Same thing with basketball. If you have 25 kids on your team and you show up at a basketball tournament, there's only 5 kids are going to be on the court at any given time. You could register multiple teams for that same event. Track and field, it doesn't really matter, but those other team sports, it really makes a difference. Steve Trafone is our flag football commissioner. He's all things flag football.
Thanks, John. If you've never done flag football at an event, maybe you've done it at a practice, by all means, I recommend you taking a look at one of our spring sessions. There are 4 flag football events this spring. If you have not done it yet, but you want to try it, I recommend the Thursday, May 8th at Rocky Hill, because we call it a combine. We do a lot of football drills at that one before we play a contest. If you can get out of school during the school day, which a lot of unified teams are starting to do, and I think Beth Wolf is on this class here. Watertown High School is running a flag football during the day, 9 a.m. to 11. We'll do some drills there, and then we'll jump into a game. Don't be afraid to try football. And we've told people, use your high school football kids as partners. They would love to come out and teach your kids the football. That's where most of the teams that are playing it, that's where they're learning from it. If you do not have a football kit, email me and we'll get you one. We'll get you flags, we'll get you footballs, etc. The kids love it when they do it. So take a look, consider joining one of our flag football events that we have this spring. We have a unique one on May 6th at Nathan Hale Ray. It's going to be a flag football game that's going to take place after a track meet. So we're going to mix that up a little bit. So, and that will be a good place for kids to try it as well. Any questions with flag football? Email me or call me.
Okay, so the question
I
is,
saw there was a question. Yeah, go
are
ahead.
there levels like basketball and soccer and flag football?
Good question. Yes. Thank you that's a great question. So if you put your level team on there, we would not put you up against a level 1 team if you're a level 4. So yes, we do level it just like we do with a lot of our other sports. Good question.
Thanks, Steve.
The nice thing too with the combine is it's kind of like everybody gets a chance to try it out. So it's a nice way to try it out. Levels really aren't as important because you're trying it out as a team.
Correct.
Kind of circling through all the events. So if you didn't want to play at the very end, I guess you don't have to, but at least it gives everybody a chance to circle through.
Good point.
Barb, you want to talk about the pathway?
Sure. Yeah, so hopefully most of you are aware that we have opportunities for unified sports from young athletes, pre-K to grade 12. We are coming into our culminating event season for young athletes, and if that's something that you're interested in and you want to let me know, I can let you know where those events are taking place, and you can see what a culminating event can look like with the youngest athletes. And the growth that we're seeing right now is a lot of it at the middle school and at the elementary, since we have such a large portion of our high schools already involved in unified sports. In some cases, we've had high school students that have initiated spreading the opportunities within a school district, and that can be a great student leadership opportunity. So any questions about that, please, feel free to drop me a line.
Thanks, Barb.
Can I ask a quick question? Excuse me. May I ask a quick question here on the track events?
Sure, John.
All right. So last year, I know my kids participated at the NFA meet, and they had like a long jump, and I was just wondering, is that an event that we've taken out, or how does that work?
The long jump is definitely, if the facility that has a sand pit, we will do a long jump at the track meet.
Okay.
If there's no sand pit, we will try to either substitute a different event or do like a broad jump. We just don't want kids getting hurt, and doing a running
Sure.
long jump on turf is somewhat
Oh yeah. No, I get it. Okay.
treacherous. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
too, John, what event you went to, but sometimes that long jump is really far away and it isn't conducive to that rotation. So it depends on the school and the layout.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So our social media stuff is we're currently experiencing a little problem with our Instagram account. Apparently we posted something that somebody didn't like, and so we're in the process of trying to get that straightened out. But our Facebook page is still running strong, and we will do what we can. If you continue to tag us with the hashtag PlayUnifiedCT, if you post things on your social media, we will greatly appreciate that. Our sponsors, we couldn't do it without our sponsors: Connecticut Chapter Club Management, Connecticut Elks Association, ESPN, and Hoffman. So we are grateful for them. Are there any questions about any of the stuff that we went over today? If
I
there
do
are-
have another one. Could I, do you have like some place to go to get the rules like for flag football and that kind of thing?
Sure, just send an email to any one of us, and we'll get you that information right
Okay.
away.
The same thing with the cornhole. I'm just kind of curious. You say the partners are supposed to be on the same side, but I'm just, like usually in cornhole, you're trying to knock off the other person. You'd be knocking off your own partner.
Right. What we'll do is we'll put one team on one end,
Yeah.
and then another team down the other end, and there's no knocking off of points at all. It's all just adding up. So if I throw down, I score 8 points, and then they throw them back, and they scored 7 points after one set of ends. That's the score is 8-7, and we kind of go forward from there.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone?
Yes. I put it in the chat, but I'm not sure if everyone saw. Could people share what school they are and what sport they're playing? Because now I know we have a couple different spring sports going, and it's hard to connect with other schools when I reach out and they're like, "Oh, we're not doing the same sport." So, would it be possible to just list what school you are and what sport you plan to play this spring?
Good idea, Stephanie. Any questions you have about sports, as John mentioned, just contact us, one of us at the office. We'll be glad to help you. John, we'll get information out for you on both cornhole and flag football.
Okay. I'm in Stonington.
All right, very good. We will do that.
And if there's someone that a coach that you know of from another school or another program that was not able to get on the meeting today, first off, thank you all for joining in on the meeting today. If there are some that that weren't able to make it, just have them email us, and we will send them a copy of the recording, and we'll go from there. All right.
John,
Yes.
can I just add something? Some of you have already reached out to me. I just wanted to make people aware that the National Banner Unified Champion School Recognition Program, the application process portal has just opened. It's open until June 2nd. Hopefully you should have received some kind of information from me about the site, the directions, and I am always happy to review applications before they are submitted, as I've been working with the National Board for a few years and I have a little bit of a sense of what they're looking for. So I just wanted to put that out there, and it's a great way to shine a light on the great things that are happening in your school. So,
Awesome, Barb. Thanks for bringing that up.
yep.
If your school has not yet applied for the banner recognition, it's definitely something that you want to check into. Now is a great time of year to check into seeing the types of things that you would want to do next year to put yourself in a really good position to be recognized as a banner school. So even if you don't think you've done enough to get that recognition this year, check in with Barbara and she'll let you know the things that need to be done so that you could put yourself in a better position for recognition. If there's no more questions, are there any more questions? Seeing no one at the microphone, thank you so much for spending this time with us this afternoon, and thank you so much for everything that you do for Unified Sports. We will make this recording available and the chat information available so that we can all get on the same page and do what we need to do. So have yourselves a great day and a great spring.